Okay, it says prepare setting up.
Okay. It says it is streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, it does. Is that we are
Let's say
live?
that. Let me just double check.
Yeah,
There
my
it is.
end. Yeah,
It's
we're
going.
live.
Yep, we're
Okay.
good. We're live.
Okay. All right. Welcome everyone. We may give it a second. Um, we are going to talk a little bit about the announcement of the Ducktales 2017 reboot cancellation. Me and Mike are probably in two different places with it. I think Mike is more he's sad. Are you, Mike?
This was kind of inevitable.
You
You
did
know,
call it.
you know, I called this.
You called this months ago. I would say I don't think you want to do the "I told you so" and throw it in
No, I
people's
wouldn't do
face.
that.
Yeah, but you did call this though. You pretty much did call this. I think you're more. Are you more sad about it, or you kind of? I saw it coming, so.
It's it. Well, I saw it coming. I can't
Mhm.
really be too sad about something I knew was going to happen.
Okay.
You know, because for anybody joining who doesn't know, I don't know how you couldn't. It's all over the place. Site started reporting that DuckTales 2017 has not been renewed for season 4. So I guess you could say it was canceled. Not really canceled, it just wasn't renewed, but I guess cancellation is a good word to use. So that's it. We just have, I think, 5 or 6 episodes to go whenever it comes out next year. Probably in the spring. Probably like 4 episodes and like a 2-part season series finale, but that's it. And apparently, a lot of the crew has already moved on to new projects, new studios, which tells me this Darkwing Duck reboot thing has nothing to do with DuckTales. If they were moving right to Darkwing, they wouldn't already have moved away from DuckTales that fast.
Mhm.
Apparently, production's been over for a while. Just Disney wouldn't announce it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a shame. I mean, I was hoping it would have kept going, but when we got this far into the season and we didn't hear anything about a season 4, we kind of knew.
Okay. I don't want you to say why I think why it got canceled. Can you explain why how you saw this coming?
I saw this coming because even midway through season 1, we knew there was a season 2. Midway
Mhm.
through season 2, we knew there was going to be a season 3. And now season 3 is almost over and we had heard nothing about season 4. That was a bad sign.
That's when you started calling it, right?
Yeah, when we got this deep into it, like in the spring when those first episodes aired
Mhm.
during the pandemic, I didn't think much of it. But now that we've gotten into, like, what was it, episode 18 was a Monday's episode. Now that
Mhm.
we've gotten that deep into it, and there was no season 4, I knew it. I knew it.
What makes you sad about this happening, the cancellation?
I think there's so much more they could have done with it.
Mhm.
I really feel like there's so many story possibilities, and they were setting up a lot with Darkwing that could have happened. And I just think in general, it's a good show. I think it's one of those shows that Disney, it should be one of the high points of Disney's schedule, but it's a shame they couldn't do more. But on the other hand, 3 seasons and 70 some odd episodes is really good. Like,
Mhm.
you can't, it's not like they were canceled after a single season or even 2 seasons. They got 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Would I have liked it to keep going? Sure. Because
Okay.
I'm not anticipating like everything we would have wanted to happen in the next 5 episodes.
Okay.
I mean, I hope we get a little bit more Darkwing, but
Before we start discussing what we where we think it's gonna where everything's gonna shift or what's gonna
yeah,
happen with all this Disney afternoon talk, the Darkwing talk, I guess let me go ahead and put in my 2 cents,
go
because
for it.
I wanted you to go first because you were very passionate about this show from the get go,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I'm kind of the Debbie Downer, so I don't want to talk too long either because I don't want to spoil, dance on people's parade or whatever. Um,
Gotcha.
I did enjoy season 1. I fell in love with season 2, and season 3, as you know, is where I started drifting away.
Yeah.
Except for Let's Get Dangerous, the Steel Beak, and the Lena episodes. I would say I'm okay with it. I'm a little sad, but I'm also okay with it because I'm sad like that might that I was really loving the Darkwing stuff on here. So it's sad to see that Darkwing stuff coming to an end. I didn't care for the Chippendale. I don't know
No,
where they were going with Tailspin. I have no idea what Goof Troop. I don't know about that stuff. I really didn't care too much about that other stuff. Maybe Tailspin a little bit, but I have my reasons why I'm gonna miss it, of course, which is the Darkwing mostly, and but where I'm not gonna miss it is I really hated that they drifted away from Scrooge. That was my number one issue, that Scrooge was no longer the main character. I was okay with the boys getting some shine, but I felt like at first I loved that they had their own personalities, but toward the end it was too many personalities going on in this show.
the
It was
show has
a
a really
Go ahead.
good cast.
Yeah.
They have gotten back to Scrooge in the last handful of episodes.
Mhm.
It's definitely the focus has shifted back on him since the foul thing has started, which the season has gotten better. It
Mhm.
definitely has gotten better. Everything after Let's Get Dangerous has been pretty strong, and there's
Yeah.
been a lot of Scrooge stories. So I was really hoping they could have done more with it. But I guess we're never gonna know now.
Why do you think this came to an end? What do you think is the problem?
I
Is it
think
something that you see me commenting about? Is it something similar, or you got a different opinion on
Well,
it?
I don't think it has anything to do with what's happening on the show itself. I just
Mhm.
think Disney doesn't like their shows lasting that long. If they can get to 60 some odd episodes, they're comfortable. Their shows never really run
Mhm.
past 3 seasons. Also, I think the ratings suffered when they brought it back to Disney XD this season. Like it was better off on the Disney Channel, where I think it got better ratings, but by moving it to XD,
Mhm.
I don't think it got the ratings it should have gotten. So I think it was like a 1-2 thing of it's just not the ratings weren't strong, and Disney usually doesn't let the shows run that long anyway.
Yeah.
They they,
Uh,
they give it like 3 seasons and then they're done.
okay. I don't have any stats, Mike, to back up what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no proof, no stats. This is just simply opinion suggestion.
Yeah,
I did read some articles on what you just said about the ratings going from Disney XD, then they went to Disney Channel, and then back to Disney XD. I did read articles, but I didn't see any numbers in those articles where it was saying that the numbers went up when they went to Disney, and then the numbers suffer really bad at Disney XD. Um, but that's not what I think is the problem. You already know what I think is the problem, but let me go ahead and just speak it out. I
mm-hmm.
think the problem is like when I talk amongst my peers, the people I hang out with, people I know, people I see on a regular basis, I would say about, of course, I don't have the numbers on this, but I say about 70 to 80% of my friends stream. Hardly any of my friends have cable providers or satellite providers. So I think it makes it very difficult for the Ducktales, especially being on Disney XD, to reach a lot of the audience, because even on these Facebook groups I'm in, I see a lot of people always asking for like Google what is it what's that Google thing where you could like upload
I don't know.
Google Drive.
Oh,
People always asking for Google Drive, Dropbox links and all this stuff so they can view it, or they're asking for like places where they can stream it, Disney Now, but you got to have a Disney Now subscription or access to it from a Disney cable provider, right?
yeah. That's how we
Yeah.
watch it, but we have a cable provider, so
Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So like a lot of my friends don't have access to it, so a lot of them give up. I see in Facebook groups this, and it's like everything's going to streaming with either a Fire Stick, a Roku, Disney Plus, HBO Max, so and so forth. You know where I'm going with that.
yeah.
So
And
yeah.
and I think that goes hand in hand with the ratings. People
Hmm.
don't want to watch it on cable, so this doesn't have good ratings. People would rather either wait till Disney Plus, it shows up there, because so many people are like, why is it on Disney Plus? Why does Disney have to wait until the season's over to put it up there? So there are
Hmm.
lots of people who probably haven't even seen season 3 because they're waiting for it to go to Disney Plus.
Hmm.
And I also think, why renew the show when Disney wants to put all their eggs in the Disney Plus basket? I
Yeah.
think a lot of shows on Disney XD and Disney Channel are going to end eventually, and Disney's just going to only care about Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I mean,
it seems like that's the way it's going. Disney Plus, Hulu, and their ESPN Plus, man. They got the sports people, they got the grown-ups with Hulu, and then the Disney Plus is for the kids and the people who grew up with Disney.
and they're shutting down all of the Disney cable channels overseas. I think it's only a matter of time before that happens here.
Now, I do see one problem with these apps. I have the Disney Plus bundle, which is Hulu, ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
I have HBO Max right now. I'm gonna keep it for a little while. I'm actually really liking this HBO Max. I do think it's worth the $15 with everything that it comes with. Um, what else I got? Voodoo. No,
Netflix.
I got Netflix. I got several stuff. And
Mhm.
I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, I'm not about to keep buying all these apps and paying,
No.
services. I did did the Peacock one because I wanted to check out the Saved by the Bell, but I just did a free trial. I'm not keeping that one, but people will. People love some NBC shows and stuff like that. They're diehard NBC fans. So
There's
uh,
also Apple TV too.
there's Apple TV. You got Amazon Prime Video. So if you pay for that Prime Video or Prime subscription, I'm not about to pay $80 to $100 on apps, dude. That's what I just got away from with satellite provider when I had DirecTV. And then DirecTV has an app, DirecTV Now.
Yeah, there's so many options now.
Yeah. All right, let me read some of these comments. DuckTales 2017 through 2021 from Gaston. Maybe, I don't know, will continue the series as a comic book. What do you think? You think
There
it could
was a
continue?
comic book. I think it ended already.
Okay. The amazing webhead said, I want a Darkwing spinoff with the same crew of DuckTales instead of what I'm hearing about Cause. I want to see the Negaduck arc. I don't think they're going to continue that Negaduck thing. I think
No.
yeah.
You
I
know
think
my reasons why I think they never did go back to Negaduck, and I think it had everything to do with the voice actors.
mhm.
Which is another reason why the show might have been ending too. I think it was just an expensive show. They had so many expensive voice actors on it.
Mhm.
But again, I really don't think this new Darkwing thing has anything to do with Ducktales because all the crew they're leaving for other studios, other projects. If
Mhm.
they were staying on for a new Darkwing Duck, they wouldn't be moving on to different things.
Okay. Stan just commented. He said, I think Frank would do Darkwing justice. Uh I don't think he's gonna get it anymore though. It seems like Seth Rogen is where it's gonna go. I guess that Seth Rogen thing makes it even more true now.
If Frank was going to keep doing Darkwing, the crew would have just moved from DuckTales to Darkwing. They wouldn't be leaving entirely.
Hmm.
So I don't think anybody who's holding out hope, you can hold out a little bit longer, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be something entirely different. I know it.
Yeah. And then DWOMT said continue DuckTales as a novella. I don't know that word.
A book, obviously a book series, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So what
Would
do you
be the
think,
thing.
man?
What do I think?
Yeah. Overall, how are you feeling, man? How are you feeling, Mike?
It's hard to feel anything when
Hmm.
I did call it, but I'm going to miss it.
Okay.
Like it has been around for what almost by the time it ends, it'll have been around for 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was my family enjoyed it. We would every time a new episode aired, we get together after work and school. We put on Disney Now. We'd watch it. We go back to it. We
Hmm.
really have loved it the past few years. And it's going to be weird to not have it around anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
shows end. I'm used to it. But
And
this is the one thing recently I've actually gotten into on kids' TV. I don't watch new kids shows. Just
mhm.
really this. It would be a shame not to
uh,
have it anymore.
like even though I'm in the middle, I still feel a little bad because like you, Tori, Vic, Stan, you guys love this show. I don't want you guys to be sad and disappointed and stuff. I'm not gonna be ha ha because I was cool with the show here and there.
Oh, I've seen people who are already doing that online on social media
Yeah, I seen the
about it.
trolls. Yeah, I seen the trolls and uh
Good, good. The animation sucked. It's just like let people grieve the show. Don't be a jerk about it. You know.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that, man. Because like I said, I am a little sad to see it go. So I'm not gonna do all that. But if I would have got my way, Scrooge would have came back. We would have seen more of the Beagle Boys, have more of the money bin stuff involved in there, more of the traveling, and learn geography and history. Of course, make it duck related a little bit.
Yeah,
I would have loved the show a lot more, but it did drift away a lot from the '80s one. So,
but the
but
show did a lot for the
It did.
properties it was adapting. Like it brought Darkwing Duck back into something of a mainstream. It got people talking about Darkwing Duck,
Mhm.
and I think that was great. Like we really have to thank the show for making the characters people talking about them again.
Yeah.
And if anything, we're getting if let's say Darkwing Duck does come back, it's the Seth Rogen thing, but let's say it's good. I think the only reason why this is happening is because of Ducktales
Yeah.
bringing him back that way.
All
And
right,
it
Mike.
won't be the same Darkwing, but they did. He was the most popular Ducktales episodes were those two Darkwing ones. Let's not even play around.
Yeah. All right, Mike. I'm gonna read a few more comments.
Sure.
All right. The amazing webhead said, "Could we at least see a Disney Plus movie in the future? A Ducktales movie in Disney Plus? I don't think they would do that right
If
now."
the crew is already gone, it's going to be hard to put all of that back together. Once Disney's done with something, they're usually
Mhm.
done with it.
Yeah. Brian Douglas says maybe another Ducktales movie. Haha. No. Jonathan Beltran. I'm not gonna throw you under the bus. I'm cool with you. But he says maybe we are getting a reboot with the new team.
I think if they wanted to keep doing DuckTales, they'd keep doing DuckTales. I think this is going to be it for a while.
Okay. The last comment right now. I think we know who this is. It says Back to the Future fan 88. I wonder who that is.
Wonder.
Mike. He says, "Excuse my language, but I'm pissed. This was one of my favorite shows. The writing was so good and the animation was amazing." I
It
wonder who that is.
it did have good animation though. That is true.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just didn't like the art design, but the animation was on point though.
Yeah, a lot of people think animation means how the characters are drawn, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not the same thing. The animation was good. It was actually really good. I enjoyed it. I mean, the designs aren't everyone's cup of tea. I didn't
Yeah.
mind it. It could have been a lot worse,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Um, how do you feel about the writing?
The writing was fine. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the same as the old DuckTales. It was definitely different. But I love the story arcs. I mean, I love where they were going with Fowl this season. I really hope it pays off. I think the
Mm-hmm.
writing was strong enough. I think a lot of the problem with the show is there were too many characters.
You know what, Mike? Let's stay on YouTube. Because I did share this on Facebook, so we don't need to go live on Facebook. They
Yeah,
can. Yeah,
why repeat yourselves?
yeah. Like, let's not repeat ourselves. We got a few more comments. Lucas Garrett said, "I hate to say it, but I saw this coming, and now seeing how Scrooge McDuck is preparing the nephews and Webby to take over after he is gone means that Scrooge McDuck days are numbered in the show too."
Well, I don't think Disney would let the crew kill Scrooge.
No, I don't.
Um,
I don't think so either. I think the writing just drifted away from him because they just had a too many character problem.
there were just too many characters. That first part of season 3 didn't have nearly enough Scrooge. Like I said, he's come back as to more of a main character. I've noticed ever since Let's Get Dangerous, Launchpad's kind of disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't seen Gyro, we haven't seen the Beagle Boys, but there has been a stronger focus on Scrooge last few episodes, which is good. It
There
should
wasn't much Glomgold this season, was there?
no, he's only been in one episode, the one with
Dang.
Penumbra. So even Glomgold has kind of gotten a bit of the shaft this season.
Mm-hmm. All right. Jonathan Beltran said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles gets rebooted every 3 years, but that's Nickelodeon. That is true because Nickelodeon doing something totally different with that.
Yeah, and Ninja Turtles is this gigantic childhood cornerstone thing. Anybody who's old enough to remember when that whole franchise was new, I hope you remember how big that actually was.
Mm-hmm.
DuckTales never got that big.
Yeah.
Um, Ninja Turtles keeps getting rebooted because that show sells toys. Playmates has been making Ninja Turtle toys for over 30 years now. The show just sells toys, sells merchandise. There's a reason to keep bringing them back.
Yeah, and Funko keeps dropping like new versions of them. Man, Funko's like killing that Ninja Turtle stuff right now.
The Disney afternoon stuff seems to kind of come and go up and down. Ninja Turtles always kind of stays popular
Mm-hmm.
in its own way. I wouldn't even compare the two.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
Yeah. DWOMT says Scrooge dies and regenerates into the 1980s Scrooge. LOL.
The sea monster ate his ice cream.
The Amazing Webhead said, I am a bit sad we didn't get the more Scrooge and Magical rivalry moments.
Yeah, they ended up setting up Magica as like Lena's rival more than Scrooge. So it didn't really. After season one, they really haven't squared off.
You know, as a Darkwing fan, I love that they included a lot of the Darkwing stuff in there and they were trying to bring Darkwing in through DuckTales. But I wonder if like hardcore DuckTale fans who don't care about Darkwing kind of was bothered by it, like it was taken away and killing the DuckTales, you know?
Well, I saw comments when Let's Get Dangerous came out when people were like, we're getting a whole hour of this? What is this?
Oh, really? They were saying that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
There could be
So,
people who didn't grow up with any of this stuff who just like the new DuckTales and are wondering what is up with this and who
you
have
know,
no attachment to the old Darkwing. I mean, if
yeah.
I only liked the new DuckTales and I was much younger and I
Mhm,
didn't care for the superhero stuff, I'd wonder what we're wasting time for. I mean, luckily I'm not like that,
mhm.
but
We got Vix and Tori who's in our Zoom chat group, and they came through from the new DuckTales, and then they went to the old Darkwing. But maybe not everybody's doing that, you know?
no, I don't think so. I
Hmm.
think even though they're younger, I think it's nice that they're able to go back. Some people don't want to go back to, let's say, the old DuckTales. I think a lot of younger fans might view the old DuckTales as being very primitive and politically incorrect because
Yeah.
a little bit of it kind of is. So I can see people going back to the old shows and saying, I don't like this old stuff. You don't
Hmm.
necessarily have to go back to them and like them.
All right, Mike. We've been on 21 minutes. We can stay on a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Let me read some more comments. Stan said, "I don't think that Scrooge is a version of the Doctor." LOL.
Well, he is voiced by David Tennant.
um, So you said I don't. I'm not a comic guy. You are. So they did do a whole Ducktales reboot
Yeah,
with
I
in
didn't I
comics.
didn't buy them because they couldn't do like major reveals and stuff in the comic. They had to do their own thing.
Hmm.
So I didn't even bother with it, but they did do a comic for a little while and I believe that's canceled. So I can't imagine they'd go back and do it again.
Okay. Do you think it's possible, like how Boom did Darkwing, the OG Darkwing, where they continue after? Do you think maybe something like that could happen with it?
I don't know.
No.
It's way too soon to tell.
I kind of feel like you're hopeful, but you don't want to get people's hopes too high, and you know.
Yeah, I feel like when Disney moves on to something from
Mhm.
something, they really move on and then wait for the nostalgia to come back. I
Okay.
don't think Disney's going to go back to this for a while. I think they're done with it.
All right, let's shift just a little bit away from DuckTales. Actually, let's shift away from it real quick, Mike. I
Mhm.
kind of know where you stand on this because me and you talk a little bit. Um, what are your thoughts on this whole Seth Rogen reboot of Darkwing on Disney Plus?
I really have no thoughts at the moment because we have no idea what it is and it could be anything.
Hmm.
That's my opinion. We don't know if it's going to be CG animation, if it's going to be flat animation or hand drawn. We don't know what the idea is, if they're going to bring back the old cast or make a new cast. We have no idea what this is going to be. And until we learn something,
Hmm.
I have no idea what to think. You know?
Um,
How do you
as a okay, I was gonna ask you one more question. Let me ask you the one more question.
Mhm.
With you being a Darkwing fan, is it you think it's okay for them to do anything Darkwing, or you just gotta wait and see what it is?
I gotta wait to see what it is. As long as it's respectful to
Hmm.
the original show, I'm okay with it. I'm not one of those people who thinks it has to be exactly like the old show.
I'm that way too. I mean, there are certain things I feel you can't change, uh, but I am okay with adapting to some change. I'll have my gripes here and there, like, oh my god, they changed that. That's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like there are people who are like, this isn't exactly how I remember it. My childhood's ruined. I hate
mhm,
this. And
okay.
I'm generally not like this unless the changes disrespect the original show.
Mm,
Like, I am not a very big fan of the new Animaniacs reboot. I know lots of people love it, but the fact that they didn't want any involvement from the original directors and writers, and it rubbed me the wrong way. That bothers me.
yeah.
But I feel like the crew of DuckTales was so respectful toward Darkwing Duck, even though they changed things, I have no problem with it.
Okay.
I don't think
Um,
any new version of Darkwing is going to be exactly what you want. It's not going to be the 90s show. It's never going to be.
yeah. I know a lot of people may not like Seth Rogen's movies and stuff like that, which is people to have their own opinion. But we don't know what kind of Darkwing fan he was growing up. We don't know if he's just gonna just fund this. We don't
But
know,
I
you
can
know?
guarantee whatever kind of a fan he is, he's not as
Mhm.
big as Frank Angonis.
Oh, probably not. Of course not. All right, Mike, let's go back to the comments real quick and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. All right.
Mhm.
All right. Where did I leave at? I think I was here. Denaya Rodriguez said, I'm sad we may not see Negaduck and DuckTales again for the rest of the show. Yeah, I think Negaduck's done, man.
Yeah, Frank said no Negaduck in season 3.
Yeah. Nicholas Bloom said Frank just confirmed season 3 is the last. I feel sad. Um,
At least
DW. Go
at
ahead,
least
Mike.
we're getting confirmation from the source.
Yeah.
It's not a rumor. We know this is happening.
DWOMT said Mike is holding back. He can't reveal yet that Disney will unveil next year's Mike Russo's DuckTales.
With 100% more baggy beagle.
And Glongo, because Mike loves
Much more
Glongo.
goggle and 100% less doofus.
Oh yeah, definitely could do without Doofus. Violet Day says Disney set this show up to fail due to switching back and forth between Disney Channel and Disney XD, a channel not everyone has access to. It hurts the ratings.
I can't argue with that.
I won't argue with that either. We even just said that at the very beginning. That's how we kind of started this.
As soon as I found out it was going to Disney XD, my first thought was why? Like
Mhm.
why? It was good on Disney Channel. That was a good place for it. As soon as I found out it was going back there, I'm just like, there we go. This is not going to be good. It
Yeah.
told me Disney had no faith in it, but what I do know is that really wasn't it. Frank apparently wanted it on Disney XD because Disney Channel would mix around with the episode order, and
Mhm.
Disney XD doesn't do that. So he wanted it there. He thought the ratings hit was an acceptable sacrifice.
Okay.
Although maybe
Yeah.
he wasn't anticipating the show getting canceled, though.
Yeah. Stan says, I don't want to see Darkwing turn into Sausage Party. I doubt it would turn into that,
No, it's
Stan.
not. So I know Seth Rogen's company is working on something with Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
and you know he's not going to ruin that either.
Beltran said, are there any Disney cartoon shows that had a long run past the 3 seasons? Gummy Bears did like 6, right?
But Gummy Bears seasons were short. They were
Okay.
13 episodes. So by the time Gummy Bears ended, it only had 65 episodes.
And Gummy Bears kind of cheated. They had like two episodes in one, right?
Yeah, a lot of those episodes were like 2 cartoons.
Okay.
So there
So,
were
so
a lot more than 65 Gummy Bear stories. But as
mhm.
far as half-hour episodes, they only had 65, even though they were on for 6 seasons. Rescue Rangers and Tailspin had 65. Goof Troop had 78. Darkwing and Aladdin had 91. Bonkers had 65. Only DuckTales hit 100. Only DuckTales hit 100.
How many did Gargoyles hit? That was a pretty popular show. How many?
65, and the Goliath Chronicles had 13. So what is that?
Okay.
78.
Okay. All right. Where was I? The Amazing Webhead said Glomgo was the best. LOL.
He really was.
Lucas Garrett said, I think the DuckTales will continue through the fans and the series will be popular on Disney Plus, but for now it's done after 2021 and not a fan of Seth Rogen.
Well, it remains to be seen what happens.
DWOMT says Seth Rogen handling Darkwing honestly scares me. You have
Well,
your right to have that fear. I think
it
you have
might
that
not be
right.
him though. It might be his production crew. It might have nothing to do with him. He might not be in creative control. It could just be his company.
Yeah.
You don't know.
All right. If I screw your last name up, I deeply apologize. Taylor Morgan.
Morgan?
Morgan? I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, you know this person?
No. I'm guessing alongside you. I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry,
Uh,
Taylor.
all right. Sorry, Taylor. I should have just said Taylor. This really ruined my day. Do you think they're still gonna do Negaduck? Oh,
No.
that question's coming up a lot.
Everybody wants Negative to come back, and he's not coming back. They've already confirmed it a long time ago.
Okay. Nicholas Bloom says Star had 4 seasons. Star versus the Forces. Oh, you talking about Star Wars?
No, it's a show called Star versus the Forces of Evil. It's another Disney Channel show.
Okay. Annabelle McCain says, seems like everyone is canceling their cable and satellite for streaming services like Disney Plus, which is why Disney XD is no longer popular on TV. Yeah, we said that earlier, Annabelle, and I told him that's the main reason. I didn't have any stats or facts to back it up, but I do feel like a majority of the people I hang out with, my personal peers, have gone away from cable and satellite providers. They're all streaming now, you know?
And also, Disney Plus is like the one place Disney's consistently making money right now.
Mm-hmm.
They want to push that.
Yeah, because they can't even release their movies in the movie theaters right now.
No, and the parks are losing money like crazy.
That's true. The parks are
Disneyland is
losing
still not
money.
open. The overseas parks keep opening and closing. I think Hong Kong Disneyland just closed for the third time. Paris closed again. Disneyland, like I said, isn't even open right now. They're losing money like crazy, and their movies can't even go to theaters. And they want to push Disney Plus. If they can force everyone to sign up for Disney Plus, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Which is why we're never going to see this show on DVD or Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see it, you get Disney Plus. That's it.
Beltran said Aaron Stone should have got a chance to produce a Darkwing show. Heartbroken.
I think he means Aaron Sparrow.
Mm-hmm. Christian Bennett said, really love this reboot. Hopefully the show will end on a good note, although I think it will sucks that the show is ending. It may end on a good note, but I think it's going to have some cliffhangers.
I'm pretty sure they knew they were ending when they finished writing it, but it could end on a cliffhanger. I hope it doesn't, because then we'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
But I think the final confrontation with Scrooge's family and Fowl is going to be pretty epic.
Okay.
I really think it's going to be pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope Darkwing gets into it. I really hope he at least shows up for the finale.
All right, Mike, we've been on 31 minutes. Do you want to keep hanging out, or do you need to go, or?
I'm good for a little bit longer.
You good for a little bit longer? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Victoria Baby said, I wish Hulu or Netflix can pick the show back up. I doubt Hulu, because Hulu's owned by Disney, right?
Not yet. Hulu won't, because Hulu's owned by Disney. If they wanted it to keep going, they would. And Disney's not going to give something to Netflix.
No, Disney's trying to get all their stuff off of Netflix. I've noticed that.
This is one of those situations where I think what's done is done.
Yeah.
Like when Futurama ended, I knew there was always a chance it would come back, and it came back multiple times. This is not something I think anyone's going to be able to change. Mm-hmm. I already see the hashtag, renew Ducktales. I know petitions are going to start. You know it will. But I think this is one of those things no one's going to be able to change.
Okay. We're going to repeat a little bit, because I see we got a lot of new people joining the stream right now. So let's repeat a little bit.
Sure.
You called this a while back. For those who listened to us in the beginning, we're going to repeat a little bit.
Sure.
Mike, how were you able to call this? Because you did call this, I would say, like 4 or 5 months ago, dude. You've been called this, dude.
We got way too deep into season 3 without a renewal for season 4. Mm-hmm. At a certain point in season 1, we knew season 2 was coming. And a certain point in season 2, we knew season 3 was coming. When it got to like summer and we didn't hear anything about season 4, I knew it. It doesn't. Mm-hmm. TV doesn't work that way. Shows have to get renewed early enough that production can just continue. Mm-hmm. Production on DuckTales has been over apparently for a while.
Yeah.
If it was gonna get renewed, that would have happened early this year. It would have.
Yeah. And if you're just tuning in, even though I'm asking Mike to bring up that he called this, he's not throwing it in people's face saying I told you so. He's not doing that at all. He's sad too.
And I also know that Disney doesn't keep their shows going for that long. Mm-hmm. And perhaps Frank and the crew knew it by making this season as big as they possibly could and doing all the Darkwing and Goof Troop stuff just because they knew this was their last chance. Mm-hmm. I'm sure in the back of their minds, they knew they were lucky to get a season 3 and knew it was up in the air about season 4. So they wanted to make sure they got all their things done. It feels like that, honestly.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go back to the comments real quick, and then we'll go back to repeating. Denise Magnuson said, I'm so sad. The Amazing Webhead said, watch, they're going to have an in-game type moment with all the cast and guest characters like Darkwing. You think so too?
Well, if it's anything like the Moonvasion episode, they're going to pull out lots of characters. Okay. They're going to.
DWOMT said Disney Plus ruins our chances of getting the original Darkwing series remastered on 4K Blu-ray. LOL.
I don't think Well,
I
he
did,
said LO, he said LOL, so I don't think that's a serious comment. Uh,
yeah.
because that's
But Disney has stopped producing 4K Blu-rays, haven't they?
I think they do it for like their newest movies,
Oh
but
yeah, because they did do it for Milan. That is true.
that's just the newest movies. The
Hmm.
TV shows would never had a chance of
Okay.
4K Blu-ray. I mean, Disney Plus. I mean, I this is. I mean, I don't want to like imply anything, but I think this was a joke comment. But at the same time, if Disney cared, they would have been doing more DVDs 13 years ago.
Hmm.
Disney Plus. Yeah, going forward, if you want to blame Disney Plus, I guess go right ahead. Disney Plus is the reason why Disney is going to stop making physical media. You absolutely know it.
Hmm.
But if Disney really cared, we'd have all these shows on DVD like a decade ago.
Okay.
Simple as that.
All right.
What's up?
Taylor said it's okay, and the GH is because I mispronounced the name. So it's Taylor Mon.
One.
Mon. Okay. So it's like Mon. Yep. But if not the third season, do you think the DW reboot? If not the third season, do you think the DW reboot?
Well, I don't think the DW
Yeah.
has anything to do with this show. I
Yeah. I
think it's
think Angonas and all of them, they're done. They're out,
they're
man.
done. I heard
Yeah.
they're working on other projects and other studios. They've moved on.
Yeah. Denise said no Darkwing with a sad face emoji. Nocturnal Rose Fairy said, "Hi guys, Back to the Future fan 88. Just wanted to ask, are you guys doing okay? Staying safe?" That's got to be Bill, man. He's trolling, huh?
Who else do we know who likes Back to the Future that much?
Yeah. Victoria Baby says, hey, Victoria, how's it going? Stan said, Back to the Future fan 88, is that you, Bill? And he responded, Bill who? Sorry, that's not my name. um, DWOMT said, yeah, I like to joke a lot. LOL. Stan, he's still talking. Okay. The Amazing Webhead said, it'd be crazy if Screw teams up with his villains to stop Foul. You know what? I got a question for you, Mike. Do you
What?
do you think they were gonna plan to do anything with the other two Foul members? Because we've only seen one, really.
What other two foul members? The Darkwing ones? Ammonia Pine?
No, the other two, the birds. I don't know what the type of bird they're called.
The other two high command guys?
Yeah, the other two high command
I
guys.
feel like they've forgotten all about them. It's
Mm,
all about what's his name?
I can't remember his
Like,
name right now.
God, why am I drawing a blank? I should be drawing a blank.
I'm drawing a blank too. So you know what?
Someone
So
post in the comments, remind us who he is, because I should not be this forgetful. And
yeah, you don't really be on top of this stuff, man.
I've seen Let's Get Dangerous like a dozen times. I should know who.
Hmm.
Oh my God, why am I forgetting? Somebody help us out in the comments, please.
All right, the Amazing Redhead said it'd be crazy if Screw teams up with his villains and stuff. I think I said that comment, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then Beltran said, "Has Disney ever brought back any of their shows, cartoons, or live shows?"
Phineas and Ferb got a TV movie recently, and that had been over for a while. Kim Possible got a live action movie last year, and that had been over for a
That's
while.
true. Well, a lot of their classic cartoons are getting the live action stuff.
I mean, they're doing the Rescue Rangers movie,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
is gonna have Corey Burton in it, so it's gonna be somewhat close to the series. But Phineas and Ferb was really big. It was really popular, so I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Darkwing Duck Central said, "Do you guys like Blunt?" I would say let's say that because that one comes out Monday, right?
yeah, that one comes out Monday. If you want to hear about it, tune in then.
Yeah, tune into our podcast on Monday. We're also on YouTube and all the streaming platforms. We got to plug ourselves real quick.
Of course, every streaming platform,
Mhm.
everything, every single thing. If you can listen to a podcast on something, we're on it.
Victoria Baby said, "Why would they want to cancel the show? Why don't they just wait for this pandemic to end and see how their wallet looks after it before they cancel it? If WA can wait." I think that
I
was a
don't think
misspell.
this is not pandemic related.
No, Victoria, well, we said this twice already, but you might have joined a little later. Victoria, I think it's because of the streaming service. That's my opinion. The ratings of the jumping back and forth from Disney to Disney XD, and right now streaming platforms are destroying cable services and satellite providers, in my opinion. I
And
don't have stats to back that up, but that's just my own.
and a cartoon is the one thing you can keep making because you can make a cartoon remotely.
Yeah,
And
and remember,
cartoons are
kids
like
have no say and what their parents are going to provide for them on how to view these things, whether it's streaming or cable providers. The kids have no choice in it. They have no say.
Okay, so it was Bradford. I don't know how I totally.
Ah, it was Bradford.
I almost said Bertram, but that was the name of the baby on Family Guy. So no, it's Bradford. I don't know why I brain farted so bad there.
Taylor Mon said, "Would you think the Darkwing reboot would be like Animaniacs, like more for adults or more for kids, like the original?"
I really hope not. I having seen the new Animaniacs, all the episodes, they're trying way too hard to appeal to adults more than kids. I don't want to see Darkwing go down that route. It should be appropriate for all ages.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Denise
the
said,
new Animaniacs
Oh,
is
go
not
ahead.
something I would show to my daughter. I'm not
Mm.
comfortable with that.
You're not comfortable?
No. Give it a watch one day. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not something I'd let my daughter see. It's too political. It's not exactly like the old show. And I'd rather see a Darkwing show be appropriate for everybody.
Okay. Denise said, DuckTales live action to finish it. That would be great.
Using real ducks? I don't know
Carlos,
how they would do that.
with the live action? I guess they would have to do it like Lion King, maybe CG it.
Oh. If people hated the square heads,
Maybe they make it look the old style.
you would
I
need
don't,
to.
I,
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
The
I
old
don't know
style
how.
would be hard to animate in today's animation
Mm-hmm.
world.
I think it could be done, but I don't know if it would do well though, man. I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
No?
You
Okay.
have to appeal to kids by giving them things that look like the stuff they enjoy. And that old style is out.
Mm.
I mean, it's a fact. It isn't even an opinion. Look at SpongeBob, those new Mickey Mouse shorts, and even the new Animaniacs has a different stylization to it.
Yeah.
And I think they do it so it's easier to animate too. So
Carlos Pena said, "Imagine if Duckburg was Las Vegas." Sunny Dew said, "Yeah, we need Darkwing to come back." Darkwing Duck Central said, "Favorite episode of DuckTales mine is the Rumble of Ragnarok. Mike, I know you and will be like, let's get dangerous, Dominic."
I like other DuckTales episodes that aren't Let's Get Dangerous. I love Glomtails. That
Yeah.
was great. I love that episode.
Back to the Future fan 88 said, "Make a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type of live action."
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm having trouble.
I'm not a fan of Roger Rabbit, so I might be the wrong
Oh,
person
you're
to
not?
speak on that. No, I'm not a fan of it at all.
We'll get into that some other time.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know why, but not right now.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I'll go on for a while, and I'm sure you'll counter me too for a while.
Maybe we can re-talk it one day before an episode.
Yeah, man. So, Mike, man, what happens now? Where does DuckTales go from here? Is this, you think it's done?
I think so. I really think so. I don't know how it would come back. I mean, it's a reboot.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was an original show, I could say maybe it'll come back one day. But
Mhm.
being a reboot, are you going to reboot the reboot? Like, aside from like Futurama, has that really ever happened?
And Spider-Man's been getting a lot of reboots.
Spider-Man is like iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Like he goes, I don't know. I mean, Scrooge is never going to go away. I mean, Huey, Dewey, and Louie are always going to be a thing, and Donald Duck too.
Yeah.
So these characters are evergreen. They're not going to leave. But this specific universe, I'm not really hopeful. They've done the comic books. They don't make video games based on cartoon shows anymore, really, the way they used to. So I don't know where they would go.
Mike, outside of Scrooge and the boys, who are your favorite characters on this DuckTales?
Well,
Glomgold? No, you can't name no Darkwing characters. No Darkwing characters.
So does Launchpad not count?
Launchpad would count.
I warmed up to him around the
I did
time
too.
Duck Knight Returns came out. I warmed up to him because his interest in Darkwing gave him a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I really started to love him. So Glomgold and Launchpad. Out of the nephews, for a while it was Dewey, but now I'm kind of on Team Louie.
Okay.
Because after a while, Dewey got a little bit too much.
Who don't you like on the new DuckTales? What characters?
Doofus.
Oh God.
I never got into Violet.
I didn't either.
Lena was great. We didn't need like another friend.
I love Lena.
I prefer the original Gyro.
Oh, you prefer the original one?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean the new one was funny, but I really didn't get into him too much. And I think the crew liked Manny a lot more than I did.
Okay. I think Vix is gonna have some words with you on the next chat,
I
man.
know she loves Gyro too.
She
I
loved
just
the new
I
gyro.
didn't I didn't, and I preferred the original Beagle Boys too.
Hmm.
I wasn't really into these new ones. But
Okay.
again, I love the new Scrooge. I think, I mean,
Oh,
my heart's always going to be with Alan Young, but I
mhm.
did love the new Scrooge. I really like Della too. I think Della was great. We never talk about her.
How
Um,
how are you with Gizmo Duck?
I liked him. I
You
liked
like
him
him?
as Gizmo Duck. I wasn't a big fan of Fenton.
Okay. Um,
But I liked Gizmo Duck. I think
you
he was.
know,
I know you
I
weren't a fan, but
no, I wasn't a fan. The first season, though, speaking of Della, I did love the whole Della storyline to her, you
yeah,
know. But now that she's physically with the boys, a part of the show, it's like season three, this whole character problem, like there's no room for her, man.
there
You
isn't
know?
room for her.
Yeah, even though I think the fans wanted to see these Disney afternoon characters, I think it also became a problem too.
Absolutely.
Became a huge problem. They were trying so hard to throw in these cameos of all these Disney afternoon characters to trying to satisfy all these other fans of Disney afternoon that they left out all these other characters, man. It was becoming a huge problem.
Yeah, there's like I like Beakley too, but they haven't given her enough screen time either.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
All right,
it's
all right, Mike. I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I'm just gonna go through. I'm gonna kind of zoom through the comments. If you want to say something, go for it. If not, I'll just keep going. Okay. Um.
someone
All
says nobody likes Doofus.
right. Taylor Mon said the Foul High Command Shadows one was a female duck with fangs, and I always liked the look of the character. I wonder why she was not put in the reboot. The Amazing Webhead said Glongo and Magica were an underrated duo. Yeah, I would co-sign that. I would co-sign that comment that they were an underrated duo, man.
Magica was great when she got to
Yes.
like really cut loose. She was a lot of fun.
Oh god, I'm gonna mispronounce this user ID. The Dream Band Ormezano. I have a question. We'll see how Primera get home and how Donald
Oh,
and
Penumbra.
Penumbra, she misspelled it, and Daisy relationship and Scrooge and Goldie's relationship.
I would really be shocked if Daisy came back. We got her twice this season, and
Mhm.
unless she shows up in the finale, I don't think we're seeing her again.
Nocturnal Rose Fairy said Dewey Tales. Darkwing Duck Central said, Will, I will say thanks for watching Sunday Fun Day this week, Dominic. Oh, no problem, Dominic, man. You guys support us. I try to support you guys too, man, when I can, if I'm not busy. Stan said nobody likes Doofus. Oh, that was the comment you read. Yeah. The Amazing Webhead said Della was the best. Victoria Baby said, I love Webby. You know what? As much as I prefer the older DuckTales, this new Webby destroys the old Webby by far. It's not even close, dude.
Yeah, I, mean,
It's
I
not even
can't.
close.
I can't argue with that. See, that's why I can see people who came into Ducktales through the new show not liking the old one. You
Mm-hmm.
love the new Webby and Beakley, then you go back and see what they used to be like, and it's like, ew. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would you get into that? I can totally understand it.
Back to the Future fan said Donald should have been in the show more. I do like it that he was in it more than the 80s version, but I don't think they should use him too much, you know? That's my opinion, though.
He would have stolen the spotlight.
Yeah. If you or Mike have any suggestions, I'm willing to talk about it. Oh, he's talking about his Sunday Fun Day.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, Carlos Pinto said, yeah, Della was the best. I agree with you. The Amazing Webhead. The Dream Band said, I love Della, such an amazing mother. Denise said, Webby, Magica, and Foul Agent, the bird who had robot arm.
Black Heron.
Darkwing Duck Central said, Glom goes the man. Yes, he is. Carlos Pena said, "Why would Scrooge do? What would Scrooge do if Scrooge owned Las Vegas? What this Las Vegas thing?"
I don't know. But you know what? Owen. Owen. He said he wished Duckworth had more screen time. And I can't argue with that. I
Mm-hmm.
wish he did too.
And Beltran said, "Thank you for all your hard work, guys. I always look forward to the Monday to listen to your podcast." Victoria said, "I hope they answer all the question and mystery before they end it." The Dream Band said, I watched the new DuckTales because I'm 14, but I love the new one better. There are such more action. There's are so much more action than the old one. Jesse P said, I'm jumping in last, so I'm not sure if you already talked about it, but love the triplets being so different in personality from each other. Jesse, we did touch that a while back. I'm not going to speak for Mike. I'm speaking for myself. I think the triplets having their own personality was good at the beginning, but then it became a problem. It because they had too many character problems, you know?
You could put like Beakley, Webby, and Launchpad in an old DuckTales story, and it wouldn't matter because the kids are just basically one person, even though there's three of them. So it's like, but now you have to give all three of them personality and give them stories. And it's like when you have all the characters in an episode, it's too much going on.
Yeah. It was way too much, man. You know, you got Della, you got the Moon people, you got the villains, you got Scrooge, and then they jamming all this Disney afternoon. Darkwing got a whole episode for an hour, you know? It was a huge problem, man. All right. But all right, Mike, man.
We were lucky we got that. I will say we were
Yeah.
very lucky we were able to get that out of this show.
All right. Well, Mike, I don't want to keep you on too much longer, man. I think this was a good stream. I didn't bash it. You know,
No.
I was in the middle, you know, and Mike is more on the sad end. And he didn't do the I told you so thing. We talked about the streaming versus cable and satellite provider might have been a difference. Mike talked about the contract of not getting signed for the season 4, which is why he thought it was coming, you know, to an end. We talked about things we liked about the show. We talked about things we disliked about it. I guess it's sad overall, even though I'm not more of a huge fan of it, but I'm still sad for all my friends and all you guys in the comments who are seeing this come to an end. You know,
I want to say one thing. Let's
Go ahead,
say
Mike.
this was a Disney show. If it had aired on Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network and it didn't get as good a ratings of Teen Titans Go and SpongeBob, it would have lasted one season.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just count our blessings. We got what we got.
Yeah, we got what we got, man. And, you know, I've been a fan of the Darkwing since 91. And for me to even get an hour special and some sneak peeks, it was a blessing, dude. You know, and you know me, Mike, I'm the biggest Cracker Jack fan in the world. You know, I got to see him numerous times with Michael Bell.
That was big.
That was a blessing. Like, you know, everybody else like Owen and them who love Liquidator, they didn't get the original voice actor. I got mine.
But let's just put it this way. This show let us see Darkwing, Launchpad, Goslin, the entire Fearsome Five, and Steelbeak and Taurus Bulba at least one more time.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens in the future, we got something that was so respectful to the old Darkwing Duck as much as it possibly could have been, that they were dropping episode titles in Let's Get Dangerous. That was so respectful, and I feel like we're just lucky we got it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. You know,
nobody else, but I think Frank and Gones would have gotten Michael Bell for Quackerjack, or would have even used Quackerjack.
I mean, you know what? You brought up Quackerjack, so I got to go on a 1-minute rant real quick. I got Quackerjack. I got the Jack in the Box. I got Banana Brain. I got Paddywhack, and I got Michael Bell. What else could I ask for, man? You know,
somebody loved him.
Yeah, what else could I ask for? You know, like as a Quackerjack fan, I got everything I could ever wanted from him, you know?
When you think about how many characters on DuckTales had their original voice actor, it was Donald, Daisy, and Quackerjack, and I think that was it.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie had it for one episode.
No, it was Russi Taylor doing young Donald.
Oh, that's right. She didn't do the boys.
No.
You're right.
So yeah, Donald, Daisy, and Quackerjack. That's really big.
That's really big, man.
I mean, yeah, Jim did Darkwing, but it really wasn't Darkwing.
Yeah, it turned out not to be Dark. Well, he did Negaduck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? So I will leave with that. You know what? So I'm definitely not going to trash or make fun of people, you know, as a Quackerjack fan.
Goofy too.
Oh yeah, Goofy. Bill Farmer.
Counting that was
Bill Farmer. All right, so Mike, man, you know, everybody who came into the comments or joined us for the first time, we appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. We're gonna plug ourselves real quick. You know, we have a podcast that we drop every Monday. We review all the old school Darkwing episodes. Once in a while, we talk new DuckTales and we talk about the comic books and video games and stuff. Mike, where can they listen to this stuff at?
Okay, we're on almost all major podcast app, but I'll list them: Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, also Pandora, and on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And our podcast is very kid friendly, except for one episode.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody listened. Was it last week when we left in our original edit of the opening, and
Mm-hmm.
Will didn't take it out, and it had us cursing a couple of times, and that was the reason why we wanted to delete it in the first place. But we
Uh-huh.
got good feedback on it. People telling us that it humanized us,
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
because people, there's this perception because we never cuss. People think we don't cuss at all.
no, and I would more often to drive my point home. I
Mhm.
would, but I won't because I don't want to. We're a kid friendly podcast.
Yeah, so you can find us on all those platforms, YouTube, and then we also have a Facebook page called the Saint Canard Files, a Darkwing Duck podcast. It's a business page, but you guys can like stuff. We post stuff over the podcast, but then we also have a group page that's attached to it. It's the same name, Saint Canard Files, a Darkwing Duck group, and this is where you guys can post fan art, talk Ducktales. Even though the title is Darkwing, there's a lot of Ducktales convo and posts in there.
Yeah, the podcast page is mainly for the podcast. It's where we post new episodes. We do character of the week every Sunday and like news. But the
Mm-hmm.
group page is for just anyone to post what they want within reason.
Yeah.
So it's where that page is more for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. We just wanted to give our 2 cents on this DuckTales. For Mike, it was major news because he's been watching it since day one.
Day one, I stayed up till midnight that first
Yeah.
night to watch it when it
Yeah.
dropped.
Oh, and we're also on Instagram. We're also on Twitter. Our Twitter page is kind of young, but it's still growing. So if you guys are more on Twitter, or if you have a Twitter account, please like it. We got to get our Twitter following up. And Instagram, we're only like at 350 followers because we came on Instagram later. Our
We're
YouTube,
everywhere, so
yeah, and please subscribe to our YouTube also because we haven't done it in a while, but me and Mike were planning to do videos of like top 5 this, random discussions
we
and
were
stuff.
able to do a lot of that during the height of the pandemic when I was home all day.
Mm-hmm.
So we made a lot more video. If you go back and look through our YouTube, you'll see like March, April, and May, our activity spikes. And then it goes down in the summertime when I went back to work. I would still like to get back to that one of these.
Me too. You know what, Mike? Since you probably won't record for the podcast during the Christmas break, I might dedicate a day or like an hour or two to do a video and maybe release it after the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I might
That's a
do
good
that.
idea.
Yeah. So I might do something, man. I do think maybe once a month I need to drop a video like that, and maybe I can get you to do one every other month. Maybe
I
let's
have
do that.
ideas. I have ideas that have been on the back burner for a long time. I do.
I don't want us to commit to it because then people will be disappointed. But I
Yeah.
would say just if you guys are tune out for a second, this is me and Mike convo right here.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's
Maybe
thought process.
yeah, maybe we could do something like where I do a video one month and then you do a video the next month. Maybe
I have one idea I really wanted to do, so maybe I can try to get to that.
And then maybe we can even talk to our Zoom people. They can create videos or something too. Our Zoom friends.
Yeah, they could.
You know what I'm saying? Because I trust some of their judgment. And it's good to get different opinions, different feedback. Because I'm gonna do something with Quacker Jack every once in a while. I love me some Quacker Jack.
and we're almost down to the last 25 episodes or less.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to extend the life of what we're doing.
Yeah. So maybe we need to take another break somewhere when maybe we
I have an idea about that.
Okay.
I think we should very soon. Because if everyone listened to the podcast, you'll notice between It's a Wonderful Leaf and Twitching Channels, we took 6 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
And my idea was to like copy the way the show went on hiatus
mm-hmm.
and make people wait for new episodes. So I'm thinking maybe after Stress to Kill ends and the show took a hiatus, let's do something else like that again, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
But maybe we'll come up with some ideas.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let Mike go. I know he has to get up for work. I got to get up for work too. But for those of you just tuning in or just been following us, thank you.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
I'm sorry for you guys on this Ducktales news, but you know it is what it is. Keep strong, keep watching, get those ratings up. Whatever you can do, petitions or whatever. I don't care if that's something that you do. I don't do petitions, but you know, hey, just talk about it. Keep watching it. Buy the DVDs if they come out on DVDs or Blu-ray, whatever.
And don't let anybody who's happy about this get you down. Those
Yeah,
people don't matter anyway. They probably never watched it. Anybody who says I hate the square heads probably never even watched a single episode.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're somebody like me in the middle, it's fine. You know, don't throw it in their face, man. Feel bad for them, man. You know, because you wouldn't like if that happened to one of your shows you liked. You know.
No, that's true.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're signing off. Stay dangerous. Maybe I shouldn't end it with "Stay dangerous." What's the Ducktales quote? How we can end this?
Bless me bagpipes. I don't know.
All right, guys.